Alright, so we know who the flame particle is now, or what the flame particle is. What we want to do is set up a function to keep creating new flame particles. When should we do that? Well, we might as well do it once the level starts and then keep it going. So we'll create a recursive function. When the level starts in here, we'll create a new function. Let's call this function spawn flames, and we'll run it right here, spawn flames, and then let's create a bunch of flame particles. So from draw, we want create new instance of class that'll create the new flames, and class is undefined, so change class to class of flame particle. And how do we want this to work? Well, I want my flames to come out of my player, so they'll get positioned on the player and they'll kind of move up and fade away. And I want a bunch of them to appear. So number one, I need to position this. That's from transform set x position and set y position. We might want to give it a little offset, so we'll say position, let's try minus 100. Same thing for the y. X position of myself and y position myself minus, let's change that to minus 100. Now we don't want to be positioning myself, so let's change that to instance. Right click on get new, right click on create new instance and select get instance. So we're positioning that new instance, and now I want to spawn multiple flames. So I'm going to use this block from control flow, repeat 10 times. This repeat 10 times block, I might randomize how many flames I create at once. So from operators, I'll use random integer from, let's say, from 2 to 5. So to create a random bunch, and then I want this to run the same function again. So I'll get it to tell itself to run after a little amount of time. So from control flow, we've got that time delay block down there. Once all of that stuff happens, it's going to wait a little time, and then I want it to spawn flames again. So it does all this again. So I'll use that spawn flames function here, and maybe instead of just 100 milliseconds, which is, this will happen 10 times every second, maybe I want it to randomize a little bit. So let's try random, let's say from 200 to 500 milliseconds. Let's see how that looks. Let's try that. Alright, so we can see this flame affected now is getting created.